Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
The Daily Compliance News for April 30, 2025, the 4-hour wake-up call edition. And we begin with that story from the Wall Street Journal, which reports that the 4 a.m. wake-up call is not just for Superman or Superwoman CEOs anymore. In this quest to become ever more productive, the morning routine of American men hit new extremes. Having a 4 a.m. wake-up call gives you at least a couple of hours before either your family gets up or you have to start dealing with others in your office. So, inspired in part by productivity-minded figures like James Clear or Salil Bloom, an optimization-focused content creator, you can spend very early morning hours knocking out high-priority work. It's a block can give you deep focus time, and it is a timeless productivity hack. And it goes back in American culture at least as far as Ben Franklin. So, yes, you can squeeze more hours out. As well, I know. Next up from the Wall Street Journal economy section, China allegedly offers an olive branch to U.S. firms after the Boeing delivery halt. Beijing says it's willing to support normal business cooperation with American firms, coming days after Chinese airlines were ordered to stop taking delivery of Boeing aircraft. The Chinese Commerce Ministry said on Tuesday that U.S. tariffs had harmed China's airlines and Boeing. It expressed hope that the U.S. government would listen to business and create a stable, predictable environment for trade and investment. These comments came after Beijing earlier this month told Chinese airlines not to place any new orders for Boeing jets and requiring them to seek approval before taking delivery of any jets they were owed. So will you trust China to keep to their word? Probably about as much as you trust Trump to keep to his word. Next up, from the Serious Fraud Office in the United Kingdom, they have released corporate guidance on corporate cooperation and enforcement relating to corporate criminal offending. The SFO has outlined key considerations for Crown prosecutors when deciding whether or not to charge a corporation or invite it to a deferred prosecution agreement. Although each case will depend on its facts, if a corporation self-reports promptly to the SFO, cooperates fully, it may well be invited to negotiate a DPA rather than be prosecuted unless exceptional circumstances apply. So the form also gives about information on the decision to self-report, how to self-report, and what the SFO expects in cooperation. This is suspiciously like the current existing corporate enforcement policy in the Department of Justice, but it's not clear if that corporate enforcement policy will remain in effect under the Trump administration. And our final story comes to us from the Financial Times, and you will be shocked to find out that lashing out at staff is bad for business. Shouty leadership is in vogue, but smart executives do something far more effective. Somehow or another, shouting has made a comeback at work. It didn't work in the 80s when I was subjected to it, and it doesn't work in 2025. And now, of course, you have millennials and Gen Zs who are not going to put up with this. So don't be a shouty boss. Work things out. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.